Okay, so welcome to Alchemist. This is our entrance. And all the guests come through these bronze doors. They're made by a Danish artist called Maria Rubinke. So guests are let in with 10 or 15 minutes space between, so everybody gets their individual experience of the restaurant. And they're greeted here in the entrance by our hosts, who tell them a little bit about the restaurant, and that the focus of the restaurant is the idea about holistic dining experience, which is our head chef Rasmus Munk's idea and manifest, to create a dining experience that goes beyond the plate and focuses on all the senses and not just on the food on the plate. So we combine gastronomy with elements of art, performance, music, and of course also science, because we have a large team dedicated to research and development. It's been a fantastic ride to open this place, because we didn't know how it would be received, because this is quite a spectacular and very different concept than a lot of fine dining restaurants out there. Like incorporating this much drama and visual art and dramatic elements, and some things are provocative and some things challenge you. So that was very interesting for us, how to communicate that and how to communicate all the aspects of our dishes that we really want to make an impact with. We want to raise awareness. We want to get out there with these issues. So we need a large following, and we want people to see our restaurant for that reason. The first time I came here, and it was a building place, he sort of painted the whole scene up for me, and the first thing he said that he wanted it to be a filmic experience. This is something he comes back to. He wants it to be sort of, you're in a film that you're going through. And it's also like, you don't go through the same rooms twice. There's this new path all the time. I think that's interesting for people, and when people come up here to the balcony where we're sitting now, this is the first time you get actually an overview of what the restaurant actually looks like and what you've been through. So it's this on-stage, off-stage contrast as well that's interesting. It's a very humble and sweet and knowledgeable service at Alchemist. This place can be overpowering just as it is, because it's so big. So you need to get to know people, you need to feel welcome, and like, it's okay, you can do whatever you want, I'm with you, I'll help you and explain everything to you. So that's an important part of it as well. A lot of new Nordic restaurants are very bright and let the sun in and let the light in, and that's been a big part of the new Nordic movement as well. In a way, this is sort of the opposite of that. We take all the light, all the natural light is taken in the restaurant. Our staff don't wear watches. We want to try to take the diners out of time and space and into experience this space for a few hours, and just, okay, let's focus together now on this experience. So Rasmus is sort of the, what you call him, the director of the whole show. Rasmus has been in charge of most of the architecture himself, but of course we've had architects from England help us, Duncalf they're called, to help us with the practical aspects of building it. And my role is I'm a journalist to start off with, but have been turned into communicator and PR, and I also do a lot of the storytelling and research for a lot of the dishes to tell the story in hopefully an effective way. And then we have our whole VFX team, our visual tech guys. There are 4 of them, and they make all of the visual content in the dome, designing it from scratch. And sometimes the inspiration for it comes from a dish that Rasmus is experimenting with. For example, we have the jellyfish in the dome with the plastic. And we also have the dish Plastic Fantastic, which sort of tunes into the same problematics. And the mushroom content in the dome was inspired by our mycelium dish. So it can go both ways. The idea can come from them if they find a visually strong thing. Rasmus often gets inspired and maybe introduces a dish via that. I mean, Rasmus has a great sense of humor himself, and he wants things not to be so super serious all the time. If you only tell stories about everything that's wrong during 6 hours, people turn off. It doesn't get the desired effect. you need to lighten it up, and you need to change tempo, and you need to sort of have something humoristic that people can laugh about and talk about, and then maybe talk about something a bit more serious, and it goes back and forth. And also the new Nordic movement has been like, without the impact of restaurants like Noma, we could never build this type of restaurant in Copenhagen. It would be impossible, because Copenhagen is already seen as a gastronomical destination. So the new Nordic movement, with all its focus on biodiversity and local and digging where you stand, it's also a part of our DNA. But we've just tried to merge this into something new and adding this performative artistic element as well.